Okay, so you have done a lot of research as well. Tell us about that. What was that time look like in which you researched about this plant-based proteins and all the stuff related to that?
Sure. Well, let's just back up to the broader picture because the planet is not getting any bigger. Humanity's footprint on the planet is getting a lot bigger, but the planet itself is not getting any bigger. And one of the primary ways that we leave that footprint is through our food print, principally in the amount of meat that we eat. It's no longer a secret that raising animals for food just takes up a huge amount of land, water, greenhouse gas emissions, and more. It also causes unspeakable animal cruelty. And so the question then becomes, if we know that using animals for food is so inefficient, it's so unsustainable, it's so inhumane, what can we do? Because meat demand is rising. It's rising in China, it's rising in India.
It's rising everywhere. Everywhere meat demand is increasing day by day.
Exactly. Virtually every place on Earth, with a couple of exceptions, meat demand is increasing. And so the projections are that we're going to need to produce twice as much meat in the not too distant future if trends continue. So unfortunately, as I said, the planet just isn't getting any bigger. So how are we going to satiate the demand for meat that humanity seems to crave? One way would be just to deforest the rest of the planet, cause dramatically more wildlife extinctions, and heat up the planet even faster. Another way, though, is to divorce the meat experience from animal slaughter. In the same way that we stopped using whales to light our homes and instead we switched to kerosene and eventually electricity. Or in the same way that we stopped using horses for transportation and switched to bikes and eventually cars. Can we find alternatives to raising and slaughtering animals for food that give humanity the same experience that it loves, that experience of eating meat, but in a way that is far more efficient, far more humane, and far more sustainable? And I think the answer is yes, that we can recreate the meat experience without animals. And there are a number of ways to do this. Just like there are lots of ways to get energy without fossil fuels, like wind, solar, geothermal, etc. There are many ways that you can get the meat experience without animals. That can come from plant proteins, it can come from fungi proteins, it can come from animal cell culture, and even combinations thereof. So I'm very optimistic that humanity will liberate itself from this addiction to animal slaughter that we have, and instead figure out ways to sustainably feed ourselves without destroying the planet in the process.